Hello, I would like to welcome to the weekly portions of the Parasha. And here we arrive to the very famous portion that is called Pinchas. And we can probably know many things about Pinchas. Right now, we're going to focus on certain things here. Um, that how Pinchas became a Cohen and what is the reward of that. Okay. Um, and so it is a very powerful portion, and we have to concentrate on that. And in this part, and later on, I will tell you what exactly. And let's start. So then, God tells to Moses that Pinchas is a Kohen, and the son of Elazar, that and the son of Aaron. Okay, he was doing this act. How he saved people's life out of the magafa of the plague that it was out there. How he did it, and basically he killed Zimri and Cosby. Right. So who was Zimri? Zimri was the leader of the tribe of Simon, and then it was he, he was with a Midianite woman called Cosby. That actually Cosby was the daughter of the head of the tribe of the Midian. That his father is sent him for the purpose to be with Moses, right? Okay, but he didn't succeed. He find the head of the other tribes, Shimon, and then he was with him. He and then all these negative forces came out, right? So that girl like got cursed by his father to be sent out there. Such a terrible story. And then it is a plague coming out, meaning that it caused the death of 24,000 people. Okay. Um, So before the plague, we have the impurity of the people that it's being open to get a plague. Okay, and that was basically stopped by Pinchas, that he killed these two person, like because it was the beginning of everything. Okay, then he get this forcing. Okay, you have to do it, and even know that. By killing people. Okay, so here it is. לכן אמר, הנני נותן לו את בריתי ושלום. And in that part we find shalom. Therefore say, behold, I gave him to my covenant of peace. And then it is continuing, והיית לו לזרעתו אחריו ברית כהונת עולם, תחת אשר קנה לאלוהיו ויקפר על בני ישראל. And it shall be into him and his seed after him the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Because he was jealous of his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. So he sacrificed his priesthood by killing, because the priests are not allowed to touch even that person. So he know that he's going to be cut off, whatever he knew. So, and he's going to be taken out to another dimension, that his previous life is going to end, and he's going to a different stage of the unknown stage by him. Okay, that he's going to lose everything that he had before. And so it is something that he knew, that consciously what is going to be what is going to be the cause of his act. And then we have here a very special vav that it's cut, it split into two. Okay. So here, generally, if we find scratches or unlegible parts of the Torah, it is not kosher. But right now, it is on purpose written by two separate parts, meaning one vav is split into two. And basically, we know that Pinchas have to be born as a Cohen because he was the son of Elazar, and the and Elazar was the son of Aaron, and so they both were Kohens. And he is not considered as a Kohen, even though that he was is his family, because whenever we had here in the Torah, "V'hayta lo zirato acharav." So after he was born, this law was passed through. Okay, so when the moment he was born, so that it's not considered yet that the law was set. So meaning that originally he wasn't born as a Kohen, but he as a by this righteous act, or this act of killing people to saving the Jewish nation, and that moment it caused him to be raised to be a Kohen. Um, okay, so what is the Rambam saying by this definition, that in the Mishneh Torah, that what the qualities of the Kohen have to be? So you have to be very committed to God, and therefore to serve, and basically is a connection with God. So he has in one unit with God. And every Kohen have to consider himself that in as every moment is standing in the Kodesh HaKodeshim, that he will sacrifice himself totally devoting to God. So that would be reflected by all our actions. Even like we are talking about simple actions, how we talk to people, right? How we eat. So therefore, we pressing ourselves, so our ego is lowered by making this making this outer making this outer perfection of humankind to be closer in that sense of God. This is the Cohen feeling, right? So in every moment, so we press ourselves outside, and we only serve. So this is in the level of the neshama. It is called the yechida. It is a very high power, and that is for super consciousness. So in that moment, Pinchas would be stepping out like this, and to be making his self-sacrifice by that act. Um, and he basically overcome his reality, that he knew that by this act he's going to be separated out of his roots. So it is going beyond the logic, right? And that moment he's getting this divinity, and therefore in that moment he is being connected to his yechida, to that very high level of soul that we have, nefesh, ruach, neshama, haya, yechida. Okay, so basically what he was doing, he's not only was killing these two people because he know this was the cause of the plague, but after doing this act, he is proud of himself that he made something, okay, some action about it, and therefore is going around and saying that look what I have done. So basically, all people know what you have done. You killed some people, so now we are going to call the police right now, right? Okay, in that sense. Uh, so he killed one of the head of the tribes at that moment, okay, out of the Jewish people. So some people could have been thinking, okay, that you killed from our people as well, right? Okay, also, and the Midianite girl, and therefore other would be thinking that. That he is not a good person at all, and therefore he didn't care about it, so what other people think. So he knew this is my right path, okay, and because in separating you, this is a high part of my soul, Um, and therefore, it was the moment that God named his as a Cohen as well. This we explain by definition that how the Kohen have to be. So he's not only having these qualities, Pinchas, but he is using it. Okay, sometimes we do have qualities, but not all the time we could have an opportunity to use it. So Yechida meaning one part. Okay, that's one unit that is being created by that one attachment with the creator. So we are one, and all people have this, right? Okay. So therefore, when we have a splitted vav in the word shalom, peace. So when do we have peace? When the other two parts are being one unit. So in we can manage, like if we have in very high parts of the soul, even with people that we are not getting along. So in that sense, we could be in one unit with them. So in this reality, we don't get along because of jealousy, because of what they are thinking about ourselves, us, or what we think about themselves, but them other people, right? But in the level of Yechida, we are one. Okay, everyone, even with our enemies. So that is not the level of physicality, obviously. Okay, so this is beyond the physicality. So what I mean that in this word shalom, it's meaning the unity that on the level of Yechida, and even though that in right now in this physical world we see split it two parts, if we are looking at in the level of Yechida, it is one part. Okay, so in this physical world we see why it is different, why other people are different than me. Okay, but in the level of Yechida we are all the same. Okay, um, so and with this act Pinchas works to be a Cohen in first in the spiritual world and then in the physical world, and that is we having a lot of science about it in other quotings of Bereshit Rabbah says that he even was living like 300 years old, and other commentator says that Pinchas is Elijah the prophet, so meaning that he's still with us. And so what by his act he became everlasting, like endless fame that he received. So we have, when we read the story of Pinchas, we are in the three negative weeks um, between 17th of Tammuz and 9th of Av. So here we have another message here. So if we are doing all our efforts in this world, okay, and we are overcoming certain things, we are basically spiritual level participating to build third temple. So whenever we are going out of our comfort zone, how like Pinchas did, so he was like the self-sacrifice that by connecting his part of the Yechida. Also, we have to find this bottom in this part in ourselves and press it and to go beyond. And also, in other terms, when we have the word shalom, we have a value of 376, the same as the Messiah. Okay, so by concentrating that in right now in the physical world we are different, okay, or things are different, but in the level of Yechida they are one. My meaning that right now even I could be missing certain things, but in the level of Yechida I'm full. I have everything what I want. Okay, just it's only this in the physical world that I'm missing. I feel like certain lacks in my life. So this is also so one the idea of the Messiah consciousness, okay, to go beyond, to find that Yehida part, and this is so everyone is something individual that you can be focusing on, okay. Um, there is many things that we can discuss. This was only one idea. Thank you for listening and see you next week. Bye bye.